Compere for the evening, Mr. Ben Winterton. Hello, County. How are we doing, County? Are we good?
Yeah!
I said, are we good?
Yeah!
This side of the room, give me a cheer.
Woo!
This side of the room, give me a cheer.
Woo!
I think they're winning. You guys need to get your asses in gear. I was going to say, pull your asses in gear. That's not how asses work. You have to get them in gear. They have a mechanical system. Mine does, anyway. That's good. It's quite angular, though, my arse. I'm not going to show it specifically at a specific point, but I will be showing it at a point. And when you see it, if you could just shout arse, that'd be great. That's not really going to happen. Relax, that's good. Oh, well, you guys are hardcore, aren't you? Because it's the middle of exam season. Who's had an exam so far? Give me a cheer. How'd it go? I got a shit there. Why did your exam go shit? Well, that's a funny story. Yeah, that's a good point. I was unprepared once. Funny enough, it happened on stage. And no, that was ironic. So good. Who has an exam so far?
Yeah!
You guys really need to put yourselves out. What exams have we got on this side of the room? What exams have we got coming up? What about you, sir? Have you got any exams coming up? Yeah. English. What English have you got to do? What was that? A lot? We can only say 2 words so far. Give him a chance. What was that? You tell me, you're the one talking. American literature, what's your favourite American book? What's your favourite American book? By Ernest Hemingway. Did you know Ernest Hemingway hanged himself? He shot himself. He tried to hang himself though. This side of the room, you seem friendly. How are we doing down the front here? How are you guys? You good? There's no trick questions. I'm just trying to get to know you guys. I want to make sure you're all right. You look quite nervous. What about you, madam? You seem quite happy.
It's like second gin and tonic, so I'm not really happy. He's rapping it, so
good. Well, you've made me lose confidence in the fact you're laughing now. If you're going to laugh whether it's crap or not. That's good. You're on the second G&T. Why were you celebrating something? You're just getting drunk, fantastic. Well, that's a healthy way to spend your postgraduate life. Good stuff. Well, we've got a fantastic night of 4 comedians coming up for you. I'm going to be your compere. I'm going to be talking to you between them. We have a couple of ground rules, or house rules, if you will. So if you have a mobile phone, if you have it on silent or vibrate, oh yeah, some of you. And also, if you not talk when the actor plays, if you want someone to talk to, I'm more than happy to talk to you. I love you people. Not so sure about you, you seem a bit scary. But other than that, it's all good, good. So, are we feeling psyched now?
Yeah!
Oh, we're feeling fantastic. Well, what I think is always good to do is sort of get a captain of the audience, because, ladies and gentlemen, tonight we're going on a comedy journey, okay? We're going into comedy space, right? We may see some comedic black holes, we may discover a supernova or two, but god damn it, we're going to be getting on the good ship County Comedy Club, and we're going to be sailing. So, into space. I know you fly into space conventionally, you don't sail. So, I need a volunteer to be the captain of the good ship County Comedy Club. Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. I was really hoping someone would push their mates into it, because they're always the best people. So, you, madam, you've got some nice friends. What's your name?
Foxy.
Your name is Foxy? Ooh. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to respond to that. Is that really your genuinely real name?
Yes. Yes, we'll say yes. I'm a rugby girl, so we'll say yes.
You're a rugby girl. Do you mean you're from rugby, or you play rugby, or you
I play rugby.
You play rugby. What position do you play?
Fly half.
Fly half. Good. You see, you thought you were going to get a hooker then, didn't you? Foxy, are you prepared to be the captain of the Spaceship County Comedy Club?
If I get rid of my hands, I'm ready. I'm ready.
You've already, you see, she doesn't drink and fly, she's already overly qualified. Fantastic. What's your favourite planet, Foxy?
We'll say Mars.
You can say what you like, don't worry, there's no...
We'll say Mars.
Why do you like Mars? Is it because it's red?
It's because it's a chocolate.
Sorry, I literally had to check and go, is Venus a chocolate? No. Mercury chocolate? No. Don't eat mercury, it does poison you. Fantastic. Oh well, we'll try and head to Mars on our way, but we don't know where we're going to go. We could go anywhere. So, alright, we'll try and stop by Mars. If we see it, let me know. So, on that note, Foxy, could you rev up the engines of the spaceship and make sure we get through the comedy stratosphere with a round of applause? So could you get a round of applause started, Foxy? Yes, everyone! Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to introduce our first act of the evening. You're going to love him. Keep that applause going for the wonderful Mr. Colley!
Hey, how many of you had that thing as a kid where you thought you might be adopted? I did, and it really bugged me for a while, so I decided to go up and ask my parents about it. So I went up to them and said, Dad? Dad? How you doing? Did you have good roses?
Yes. Yeah.
I bet you did, you mercenary florists. You commando horticulturalists. How many of you are competing? No one. Oh, fuck you. How many of you weren't competing but were getting drunk with an unearned level of self-satisfaction? There we go. I was watching the rugby for most of it, and it was a lot like how I mentioned the Roman Colosseum was, because there was drinking, blood sports, but without any lions or the massacre of millions of Christians. I suppose it did get a bit extreme when I gave it a thumbs down to an air ambulance. Thumbs down, that's actually, I ended up in a debate with someone from your uni about ducks. It's because something I didn't know, they're really quite proud of their ducks. They have the highest duck-to-person ratio of anywhere in the UK by a long shot. So I tried to make the case for, a quality over quantity Lancashire duck. It's superhuman and prowls the rooftops at night as a vigilante. But then I returned to my original opinion of ducks, that they look nice, but are generally quite horrible creatures. They steal, rape and ostracize more than any other species, and I hope they end up in some form of duck jail. And by duck jail, I mean my vegetarian way, friendly way of saying shredding a pancake in front of its young. I want to share a bit of engineering knowledge that I recently found on the internet. It's the idea that you can solve any problem using masking tape or WD-40. Basically, as an engineer, I thought that you could sort of apply this into just any problem. So, say you're at a party, say it's going, a bit stale, say you're at the point of having to go down to Pictionary, it's that sort of party. At that point, what you do is you get the tape into a track, cover it in the oil-based lubricant, and then have your own impromptu slip and slide, giving the two things every good house party needs. One, frivolity, and two, an increased chance of household accidents. So I'm going to say if you've got fear of needles, what you do is you get the needle and then you wrap it in tape until you've got quite a high tape to needle ratio, and then throw it off a bridge. The tape playing a key role in that strategy. Actually, I'm going to turn this into a game. If you guys shout out your problems, I'm going to see if I can fix them using my tape lubricant-based method. Any problems?
Erectile dysfunction.
Alright, well, you see there. You've got heckling from a suggestion. Alright, what you do is you use the masking tape for structural support, and then, well, lubricant really. Any others?
I'm extremely lonely.
You're extremely lonely. Right. If you turn the masking tape the other way around and wrap yourself in it, you could find someone and then just hold on to them and they won't be able to leave. One more?
Liver failure.
Liver failure. Lubricant? I got a strange one the other day, that was communism. Alright, so if you consider communism as an abstract concept, then tape and the lubricant, they're also abstract concepts. So the tape holding it in place that would be the KGB. The oil-based lubricant, that would be the CIA MI6 collaboration. And the little straw would be the years leading up to the mutually assured destruction policy. Don't all have to be jokes. Some of them can just be well thought out political allegories. That's what I do with my spare time. And by that logic, I may masturbate on stage later. Speaking of things I do in my spare time, I recently started going to the gym. The way I actually started off is I started training sort of the Karate Kid style, you know, painting fences, you know, sanding wooden patios, punching through flimsy bits of furniture. And that's why I'm not allowed home base anymore. So, yeah, but I did go to the gym and I saw something quite strange that I didn't know really existed. It was nipple cream. Because, yeah, basically, for those of you who don't know, nipple cream, it basically stops any chafing on your shirt. But the way I saw a guy put on nipple cream is he sort of squeezed 2 bits on there and put a shirt over it so it was seeping through. It was genuinely quite horrible. It looked as if 2 birds had flown over in formation and shat on him. It looked as if someone had tried to shank him with a Pritt stick. It looked as if he was lactating what if lactating had curdled. It looked at rule 3. So yeah, it then got me thinking, is there a dignified way to put on nipple cream? So the first method I'd imagine would just be sort of the sensual yet conservative mini-circle. Once you've started, once you've made eye contact, it would be very difficult to stop. I mean, where are you looking right now, sir? Are you making strong eye contact?
Yes.
Yes, you are. Is it just out of fear of looking at the... Just absolute terror. It's quite hypnotic once you get going. The other method I imagine would be sort of a more masculine, sort of nipple high five, where you all try to get it on in one go, resulting in some weird nipple cream handprint. But my preferred method would be one that I learned as the Karate Kid, more of sort of a nipple on, nipple off technique. It was then at home base they said I'd crossed the line. So yeah, it's a strange thing when you do in comedy. You've got to really sort of pick your topics. For example, if you talk about religion, that can be quite a sensitive subject. But no matter what you argue in comedy, you can always find someone in a room who have an opposing opinion to you. So you've really got to try and get the majority of an audience on your side. So that's why this next bit of material will be about Satanism. So if there are any Satanists in the room, you might just want to switch off for a couple of minutes. See, you can kind of understand sort of the idea that they go through preliminary, because I mean, sort of everyone quite likes an anti-hero. I mean, we've all watched Star Wars, and you know, we've all been a bit rooting for Darth Vader as the antagonist. Maybe that's just an extreme case. Maybe they watch the Titanic and they root for the iceberg. Maybe they watch, you know, the Rocky films and, you know, root for the aging process to stop Sylvester Stallone from making any sequels. Maybe they watch Sex and the City 2 and wish for death. Just a plague of some description to engulf the film. So once you, my main problem with it is once you get past sort of the horrific ritual on sort of paganistic acts, it's sort of theologically how it works. Because before you can accept the existence of a devil, you have to accept that for a creator. And then you've got to go against that guy. But then again, you know, Satanists, they can go to hell. They just do devil may care for my liking. Oh, yes. Anyway, so actually, that's the second point about comedy. If you're going to do it, don't antagonise groups that may hunt you down after a gig. And that's why my next section will be about Buddhism. I actually have quite a weird phobia, and I don't know if any of you have it, that when you're playing a game of Cluedo, that the picture card inside might be of you. Like your ID or a picture of you sleeping. And then when you take it out, you'll become the Cluedo murderer, and then lure people into billiard rooms under suspicious circumstances, and then club them to death with impractically small candlesticks. See, there's actually quite a few ways you can get attacks on during a game, various board games. For example, in a game of Monopoly, what you do is you sort of pinch the nose, and when they're gasping for breath, with the other hand, you get hotels. You don't want to go for houses, they're quite small and digestible. But with hotels, you've got a real choking hazard you can use to your advantage. Battleships, what you do is you grab some ships, pinch the nose, eggs are digestible. I'm not going to lie, there's a pattern to this. There's a reason they have a 3+ rating, and it will come in handy the next time your family game night turns into a massive brawl. Okay, sort of non-conventional games. Twister, what you do with that is you dress yourself up in sandpaper and join in. Operation, what you need is a car battery. Buckaroo. Alright, actually, how many of you have played Buckaroo with your flatmates? You know, go into their room at night where they're sleeping and put a saddle on them. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been Evan Colley. Thank you very much.
Evan Colley, come on, give it up! Can I get a cheer from this side of the room for it? Can I get a cheer from this side of the room for it? Oh, you've definitely caught up, guys. Well played, well played. So we've left the atmosphere of Earth on the Good County Comedy Ship, what's that called? The Good Ship County Comedy Club, and we're well on our space journey. Captain Foxy, what's the status report?
Pretty good. Well,
Pretty good, good, so we're doing pretty good. Captain Foxy, do you feel we should employ some sort of bosun into the hierarchical equation?
if that's how you feel, then we're good to go.
Alright, good. Well, it's very good of you to delegate power to me, Captain Foxy. So we need a bosun. Right, was there a Satanist over here?
We're in a band called Satan's Abortion.
So you're in a band called Satan's Abortion.
So not necessarily Satanists, we're trying to abort the spawn of Satan. So.
You're trying to abort the spawn of
It's a
Satan.
long and complicated story, but David would be happy to give me a
Sure. So how does Satan feel about abortion?
Unbelievably good.
He feels good about it. So surely he's happy to have his stuff aborted.
Oh, I'm glad you answered that question.
That wasn't a question, that was a statement. So it's Satan's abortion. So if what I don't understand, who does Satan have sex with?
It's not a point. Satan's asexual, potentially.
You can say that about anything. Anything, something's asexual, potentially. I think you'll find these are pink. Hey! So can we, from Satan's Abortions then, can we have a nominee for someone to be the bosun?
Well, he's our lead singer, so I guess him.
What David does want to the front.
Oh, we've got the tensions in the band right there.
Dave will be your bosun.
Your bosun. Fantastic, Dave. So, Dave, what's a bosun?
We're in a band, we're not educated.
You said it. So, David, a bosun's basically like a second in command. That's Captain Foxy there. Can you wave, Foxy? Thanks. So she's basically going to be in charge. So Mars is our priority, but do you have a favourite planet other than Mars?
Say this one right here is pretty good.
Earth. Oh, that was quite like hippie-ish. You shouldn't be in a band called Satan's Abortion. I love this
Whose
band.
band is this anyway? Punch you in the mouth! Don't play drums in the slide.
Well, I think we found the Pete Doherty of that outfit. Okay, well we found. So okay, well we've already left Earth. So hopefully we'll make it back, David, and then we can enjoy that. And do you think hell's on a different planet, or is it in hell? Is it in Earth, or is it an abstract concept?
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
No, our band is a joke.
Oh right. Do you actually have a band, or is this some elaborate ruse?
No, unfortunately we are.
We tried to take down County Comedy Night, so we made a fake band called Satan's Abortion.
Well, who's the real winner in that situation? Alright, I like you, David. You're a nice guy, so I'm going to promote you to bosun. We have a round of applause for our bosun, David. Okay, well, we've left the stratosphere, but what's that? Look, an asteroid field. We need to get through it, and who better to get us through it than the wonderful comedy stylings and Mr. Tom Fitzgerald?
welcome. I should say that was an E chord, a chord renowned for its dual properties of both boldness and welcome. I'm going to do a couple of songs tonight, or a couple of coupled songs, 4 songs in fact, that's alright. The first one of these deals with something that's been in the news recently, not just recently, but for the past few years. To give you a synopsis. Polar bears are losing their homes, the ice caps are a mess. They wander around now morbidly bereft and dispossessed. Like this one. Well, I encountered over Easter in Southport. You often see strange things in Southport, presumably because most of the population is elderly and senile. But yes, this bear looked a little glum, so I approached it, I asked it what was up, and it told me the story, and that's the story which I'm going to tell to you now. I lost my home in the present climate. Should have listened to Al Gore and not skeptics who deny it. Should have turned off my radiator when not in my cave. Should have used fluorescent bulbs to save me from a global warming dark grave. Should have bought a better fridge with a lower kilowatt output. Shouldn't have seen Whitesnake Live or any other similar 80s hairspray-based outfits. Should have used less aerosols, which are rich in CFCs. Shouldn't have dumped my broken fridge freezer in a field off the M63. Now the Eskimos laugh, ha ha ha, at my indiscretion. As I stumble through a life of setbacks and depression. Ice cubes chatter mockingly in the drinks of people in cafes. I just can't go in and I'm suffering withdrawal from lattes. For the first time in my life, I feel colder on the inside than the outside. I've been considering getting an advance on my coat before suicide. I used to get by posing for photos with tourists. But now I'm so weary and worn down there, I just can't endure it. It's £10, please. What? Having a laugh? I'm not. What do you think this is? Come on, dude. Alright, now from something that's been in the news recently to something else that's been in the news recently. Very smooth and subtle links there. I found this particularly interesting because not only has it been in the news, it's been the news of the world. In fact, I was scheduled to perform this song tonight with another friend of mine called Rupert. We ran it past whole boards of lawyers, we practiced relentlessly, but in the end we just couldn't remember the script. And here's to you, Mr. Leveson, Murdoch loves you more than you will know. He's tapped your phone, and when you ask Mr. Leveson, Rupert came to court to tell us all. But he couldn't recall, no he couldn't recall. We don't need you to tell us anything about your files, 'cause we've been reading all your emails. Don't get caught out by your scheming once again. Ride Brooks's horse to court, then go for tea at number 10. Here's to you, Mr. Leveson, may you sort out this charade once and for all. As tabloids fall, and hopefully, Mr. Leveson, there'll be no more stress from Jeremy Hunt. 'Cause everybody knows he's something of a nice gentleman. There are microphones in places where no one ever goes. In Steve Coogan's pantry with his cupcakes. There's Coulson grins as the media spins a web of sophistry, while he vouches for his friends at B-Sky-B. Where have you gone, David Cameron? You used to hang out with all your mates on the Murdoch estate. What's that you say, Mr. Cameron? You've faith in Sky, despite the stormy weather. I'd sooner believe that we were all in it together. A little strange. This next song deals with the philosophical crises which I imagine would face an overly evolved potato. I was going to bring a potato movie tonight by way of illustration, not an actual evolved one, just an ordinary one with eyes and a little smiley face drawn on it. Not biologically accurate, but what can you do? But unfortunately, this very day, it was taken from my very hands by an ambitious magpie with a keen eye for modernist nest design. So, spotless, I sit before you now, and the show must go on. There's a bin in my kitchen, I tell you no lie. It stinks up the place and it's attracting flies. I suspected on a level that cleaning might be a solution, but I neglected the task and it gave way to evolution. I left it for a week, or maybe 3 or 4, before I saw some movement in that bird. I wasn't sure. It was only when I bravely opened the lid that I saw what monstrosities in it. I looked in the bin and to my surprise found out the cheese had developed some eyes. Looked a little further and made out some legs protruding from the shells of some out-of-date eggs. A manky potato had acquired a brain and was rotting in a mire of existential pain. It said, why am I here and what's the use of starch? If I can't find life's meaning, I'll trust the winds of my heart. And when I stare into the abyss, all I see is a plate of chips staring back at me. My peers and my friends all appear to have died, whether unbaked or crinkle cut or deep fat fried. It makes me so sad that I could cry. If only I had a tear duct in my heart, it all died. Life's not too appealing when peeling is your fate. Otherwise to be mashed up and cooked and ate. A lack of objective morality has made me think pessimistically about the deep fragility of fate and probability, of the emptiness of theology and limits of biology, constrained epistemology and carbohydrate calories. So take a lesson from this story and take out your bins. Less sentient life develops within. For balancing waste on that overflowing pile of molten goo used to be like Jenga, now it's more like Buckaroo. You will be pleased to know that this last little item of mine is the last piece of oral torture I've prepared for this evening. It sets the tune of a fortunately familiar song and deals with an unfortunately familiar location. Well, I don't know why I came here tonight, 'cause everybody knows that swank is shite. And I'm trying to find my way to the door, but I feel that I am stuck to the floor. Alka pops to the left of me, cocktails to the right, and not a bum in here can pull a decent pint. Well, the night started well, drinking with some friends in county. But there's incoming level pain and morning after shame. I say, please, my friends say, please, let's get up and leave and never return. Well, I'm trying to make some sense of it all, of why there's vomit and shit on the walls, of how one could could manage that at such an incline. Well, I'm just hoping that none of it's mine. And I hope I've made you understand with thanks why I put brackets round the S in swank. I've been told you've been lovely. Thank you very much.
Well, we've used up half our fuel, so we're going to have to stop at that space BP and stock up on dilithium crystals. I don't know. That's some Star Trek? Fantastic. Okay, so what we're going to do now is going to take a quick 10 or 15 minute break. Me and Captain Foxy and Bosun David are going to have a navigational talk. If you've got any engineering suggestions or in non-space talk questions you'd like to ask me, some pens and paper here at the front. If you can just fold up your questions and put them in my tiny pot, or next to it if the pot's full, that's fantastic. We've got 2 more brilliant acts coming up in the next half, so I'll see you in 10 minutes. Thanks.